Noted Hindustani fiction writer Munshi Premchand was often referred to as the Katha Samrat, Upanyas Samrat, and Kalam Ka Sipahi. The writer, who initially wrote in Urdu under the pen name of Nawab Rai, was born on July 31st in 1880 in Lamhi, a village near Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh, as Dhanpat Rai Srivastav. For Premchand, writing was a passion, but not without a cause. He fervently believed in the power of words and their ability to give voice to those whose society rendered silent. His Soze Watan was published under the name of Nawab Rai. While his official name was Dhanpat Rai Srivastav, Premchand had assumed the pen name of Nawab Rai. How Nawab Rai came to be called Premchand is an interesting story. While Premchand, who was a government employee back then, working as a sub-deputy inspector of schools, was sitting in his tent one day, he received a summons from the district magistrate asking for his appearance at the earliest. Despite being a winter night, Premchand immediately made travel arrangements and reached a place where the officer was camping. Upon his arrival, he saw a copy of Soze Watan on the desk of the officer and realized what the matter was. The officer asked him if he indeed had written those stories. He found it imperative to ask this, as it was not common knowledge back then that Dhanpat Rai Srivastav went by the pen name of Nawab Rai. In fact, it took a while for the government to find out who the real author of these stories was, as no one by the name Nawab Rai existed. Upon his admission that those stories were indeed written by him, Premchand was told by the officer that the stories were seditious. The officer remarked, "You are lucky that this is the British rule. Had it been the Mughals, both your hands would have been cut off. Your stories are one-sided and you have committed contempt against the British government." It was decided that Nawab Rai would have to surrender all the copies and that he would not write in the future before seeking permission. So what was in those stories that rattled the British government so much? Each story in the collection was a provocation to overthrow the British rule. Ishke Dunya or Habbe Watan and the other two stories were on similar lines. The preface of Soze Watan makes it clear that he wrote the book with an intent to comment on the current scenario, as he was quite concerned about the socio-political realities of the day. The literature of every community or nation is the real picture of that time. The thoughts which go in their mind and the emotions which take place in their hearts can be seen in the poems and poetry like someone's face in the mirror. In our country, we badly need books which imprint patriotism in the hearts of the new generation. 1,000 copies of the book were published, out of which about 300 had already been sold. He got the rest and surrendered them to the officer, which were burnt by the government. Incidentally, unknown to the government, some copies were left at the office of Zamana, the publishers. They were sold secretly. Notably, the government's stricture did not affect Premchand much. He was of the view that he did his job by writing and the government did its by putting restrictions. However, what bothered him was how he could continue to write. It was very clear to him that he was not going to stop writing, and at the same time, the government was not going to permit him to publish them. It would have also been difficult for the officials to process his works, given the speed and frequency with which Premchand used to write. Amrit Rai, in his book, informs us that in a letter dated May 13, 1910, Premchand wrote to his publisher-editor Munshi Daya Narayan Nigam that writing for me is not an event that happens once in 6 months. It is a part of my daily routine. If an article reaches the collector every month, he might think that I am neglecting my official duties. Additional work would then be given to me. Therefore, for the time being, Nawab Rai is dying. Someone else will be his successor. As he was searching for another pen name, Nigam suggested Premchand, which the author liked. That is how Nawab Rai died and Premchand was born. The first story published under this pen name was titled Bade Ghar Ki Beti in October-November 1910. Unknown facets of Premchand. There is a manuscript of a synopsis which testifies that Munshi Premchand conceived his novels in short stories in English and not in Hindi. There is a bank account statement which exemplifies that Premchand was not a poor man. There is a letter written by a publisher showing that Premchand was given a good royalty even at that time. These and some other interesting but unknown facets about the legendary story writer Premchand have been beautifully captured at an exhibition in Bharat Bhavan. Dr. Kamal Kishore Goenka, who had exhibited his collection, says, "After completing my PhD on Premchand in 1972, I discovered that people don't know many things about him. I found more than 2,000 documents and letters, and these gave me an idea that there were many aspects about Premchand which were not known." A document of Banaras Bank which is exhibited shows that Premchand had 4,471 rupees in his account just 14 days prior to his death. This shows that he was not poor but was a middle-class person who consistently fought for his own uplift. In 1925, when Rangbhumi was published, he got rupees 1800 as an advance royalty. The most interesting facet, which a few people know, is that Premchand conceived his novels and short stories in English and then wrote in either Hindi or Urdu. Dr. Goenka says, "The manuscript of Godan reflects Premchand's prowess in English. The other highlights of the exhibition are the letters written by Premchand and to Premchand, including a proposal made to him to write a story for a film. There is an agreement form with the publisher that shows that the writer was demanding 20% royalty even at that time. There is a money order seal that shows that got rupees 15 for a short story from an Urdu magazine, a receipt for an insurance policy. The sole copy of Soze Watan, a book on patriotic stories, has also been placed at the exhibition. And lastly, there is also a letter written by Acharya Narendra Dev to Premchand, requesting him to translate Jawaharlal Nehru's book, Letters to a Daughter, in Hindi. Style and influences. Premchand is considered the first Hindi author whose writings prominently featured realism. His novels describe the problems of the poor and the urban middle class. His works depict a rationalistic outlook which views religious values as something that allows the powerful hypocrites to exploit the weak. He used literature for the purpose of arousing public awareness about national and social issues, and often wrote about topics related to corruption, child widowhood, prostitution, feudal system, poverty, colonialism, and on the Indian freedom movement. Premchand's influence on Indian literature cannot be overstated. As the later scholar David Rubin wrote in The World of Premchand, to Premchand belongs the distinction of creating the genre of the serious short story and the serious novel as well, in both Hindi and Urdu. Virtually single-handed, he lifted fiction in these languages from a quagmire of aimless romantic chronicles to a high level of realistic narrative comparable to European fiction of the time, and in both languages, he has, in addition, remained an unsurpassed master. In his last days, he focused on village life as a stage for complex drama, as seen in the novel Godan, written in 1936, and the short story collection Kafan, again written in 1936. Prem Chand believed that social realism was the way for Hindi literature as opposed to the feminine quality, tenderness, and emotion of the contemporary Bengali literature. Adaptations of Prem Chand's work. In 1977, Satyajit Ray made a film based on Prem Chand's short story Shatranj Ke Khiladi, also titled Shatranj Ke Khiladi, which won the National Film Award for Best Feature Film in Hindi. Shatranj Ke Khiladi revolved around the decadence of Nawabi Lucknow, where the obsession with the game consumes the players, making them oblivious of their responsibilities in the midst of a crisis. Seva Sadanam, first published in 1918, was made into a film with M.S. Subbulakshmi in the lead role. The novel is set in Varanasi, the holy city of Hindus. Seva Sadan, House of Service, is an institute built for the daughters of courtesans. The lead of the novel is a beautiful, intelligent, and talented girl called Suman. She belongs to a high caste. She is married to a much older, tyrannical man. She realizes that a loveless marriage is just like prostitution, except that there is only one client. Bholi, a courtesan, lives opposite Suman. Suman realizes that Bholi is outside Parda while she is inside it. Suman leaves her husband and becomes a successful entertainer of gentlemen. But after a brief period of success, she ends up as a victim of a political drama played out by self-righteous Hindu social reformers and moralists. The Actor Factor Theatre Company, a young Delhi-based theatre group, staged Kafan in 2010 in New Delhi. In an original stage adaptation of Prem Chand's short story, Kafan is a dark comedy. In the play, puppetry is explored to depict the tussle between two classes and the plight of Budhia, who is caught in the crossfire. Bleakness of hope in the story and awfulness of the father-son duo find a delicate balance. At times, the situations break into morbid humor. In the end, a wine house becomes the stage for Ghisu, that is father, and Madhav, that is the son, rebellious dance, defying not only the laws of the land but also that of the gods. Oka Uri Katha is a 1977 Telugu film directed by Mrinal Sen. It is based on the story Kafan. It is one of the few art films made in Telugu language. Drama Tech, a 28-year-old amateur theatre group in Delhi, staged Prem Chand 3 comedies for families and children at Shri Ram Center, Delhi in August, September and October 2012. The stories by Prem Chand included Do Bailon Ki Katha, Shatranj Ke Khiladi and Nimantran. The stories were dramatized and directed by Ravi Raj Sagar. A film version of Prem Chand's novel Gaban was released in 1966. Sunil Dutt, Sadhna Shivdasani, Kanhaiya Lal and Leela Mishra acted in the film, and the music was scored by musician duo Shankar Jaikishan. There are several episodes created and aired based on his stories.